Microphone check 1 2 1 2. This is your host, not son, baby, and this is another episode of Swingers After Dark. Once upon a time, back in college, I was walking with this chick across an intramural field, and I had asked her. I said, what you see yourself doing in 5 or 10 years? And she said, I wanted to be famous. She did not tell me famous for, but all in all, she wanted to be famous. And I had a quick flashback because I'm looking on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever the case may be. And I'm seeing a lot of people do shit just for attention. They want that blue check. So they want to cash in that blue check because attention is currency. And it's funny because the blue check, like everybody want that blue check. And that blue check, when you go on Instagram or Twitter, you may see that blue check next to, celebrity names, public figures, global brands, stuff like that. It validates your existence on social media. You're no longer a Joe Schmo when you get that blue check. You want to cash in that blue check. But it's like, I often ask myself, would I be happy with my podcast episodes 10 years from now? Like, if I look back and listen to myself, would I be happy? Would I be, proud? Let's just say now, my 10-year-old self, or not 10-year-old self, my older self, 10 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later, my older self, will that older self look back and say, I'm proud of you. You did your thing. Like, will my older self come back in time on some Back to the Future shit to tell me that, I've made it, I'm successful without giving up my dignity, without selling my soul, And I always think about that. And I always think that, do people who will do anything to get that blue check, to get that verification, to be verified, like you're no longer a regular person. You're verified based on the likes, reactions, and comments and followers that you got. Thousands of followers. You're officially an influencer. Once you get that blue check that you want to cash in, because attention is your currency, never mind whether that currency is tangible, that you could go to the bank and withdraw your currency. Never mind that. What matters is the attention that you get. What matters is the attention from your followers. You mean something. You feel important. You understand me? You could be broke. You could be living in your mama's basement. You could be living with your girl. You could be, have like 1 million roommates. It doesn't matter. As long as social media says you're that dude or you're that chick, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But in the midst of that, a lot of people, they would do anything for that blue check. They would clout chase. They'll do anything for you slow motherfuckers out there. Clout chasing means that you'll do anything for attention. It's like you're trolling. You're chasing for attention. It's like you may talk shit about somebody in your neighborhood out of nowhere, out the motherfucking blue, or you may talk about a celebrity that you don't even know, but because that drug, like them likes, it's like crack. Getting likes and reactions and hearts and stuff like that, that's like a drug. That's like a drug. Attention is the new drug. Fuck crack, fuck meth, fuck heroin, fuck weed, fuck coke. It's that like. And people would do anything for it.
You sounding like this shit is the wheel or something, like it's gonna change the world.
Look, man, I don't know about all that change the world shit, but what I do know is that they be going crazy over this, man. I'm telling you. And the bitches, oh Lord, the bitches, yo, they do anything for this, man. Yo, I had my Jimmy Wax every day last week, you understand? 7 times a day.
People would do anything for likes and follows because that means that your page is in the algorithm. It's like, let's say you got a YouTube channel and you posted something 5 years ago that's not relevant because of the algorithm. And I'm like, why the fuck this video is in my mentions or my recommendations rather? And people want that. People want that longevity, and they'll do anything for it. They'll throw their families under the bus. They'll throw their mate under the bus. They'll throw their homies under the bus. They'll throw themselves under the fucking bus. for attention, for likes and hearts, just to be the talk of the town, the belle or beau of the ball. And it's like, I remember back in the day, I used to post half naked pics, to get my name up, to get a buzz. And it worked to a degree. It worked, but then it's like I grew out of that. I grew out of that not because I felt bad. I grew out of that not because I wasn't proud of myself. I grew out of it not because I was unhappy. I grew out of it because I need another way to promote my books. I needed another way to promote my work besides, stripping, besides being pretty much a male stripper online. You understand me? And that's why I started this podcast, because I needed another avenue that I could look at myself 10 years from now or even 20 years from now and say, you did it the way you wanted to do it. You didn't have to go over the top to get that verification, to get that validation, to get that attention. You understand me? And, I'm going to say this, I'm not the moral police, but do what makes you comfortable. If you want to, dress half naked, twerk, or whatever the case may be, or you want to, make a fool of yourself. Anyway, you the butt of all jokes. No pun intended, because a lot of people are looking like jackasses online. But if you're comfortable with yourself, that you can see yourself, you looking back and say you're proud of your accomplishments and achievements, then do it. Have at it, but just make sure that people are laughing with you and not at you, to the point where you feel guilty, to the point where you're getting this attention, but you're depressed because you got to devalue yourself. You got to degrade yourself, self-degradation. And it's like, you're like, yo, it's like, why do I have to do this to get attention? Why do I have to do some nut shit to get attention, to get that blue check? And it's all about your purpose. It's all about finding your purpose and finding what's comfortable for you, finding your purpose, because that's what drives people. When you have a purpose, you have something to live for. But, nowadays, a lot of people don't have a purpose. They're on a kamikaze mission, on a crash and burn mission, that they don't give a fuck how they portray themselves online. They don't care about their image. So that's why you have the Wild Wild West on social media, and you have people doing any and everything for attention. That's why we live in an era where, like, somebody could be drowning, and people who are watching that person drown will pull out their phones faster than diving in to save that person, or throwing a life raft to save that person. They just want to be the first to post it online. Like, you can see somebody getting fucked up on the street. They getting their ass whooped. It could probably be some dudes jumping on this one dude, or a dude is fucking up his girlfriend, giving her the ooh wop bang bang, and nobody's jumping in. Nobody's stopping it. Yes, I understand that you want to mind your business. You want to mind your beeswax. You don't want to get to the point where you jump in to play Captain Save-A-Ho and she fuck around and fuck you up because she's saying, well, yes, I know my man is fucking me up, but you can't fuck up my man, so I'm going to jump in and fuck you up. I get it. I understand. You just want to mind your business, but it's like, damn, it's like, what kills me is when I see two chicks fighting and you have a bunch of dudes crowding around, filming it, laughing, kikiing, giggling like a bunch of schoolgirls because they seeing two chicks fight. I'm like, yo, y'all supposed to break that shit up. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, these chicks may want to get something off their chest, but as the pillars of the community, break that shit up, yo, because there's nothing feminine about, in my opinion, there's nothing feminine about two chicks fighting on the fucking street. You know what I'm saying? Like, take that shit on a boxing ring. If you want to make that official, set up a boxing ring, and all the proceeds will go to giving kids backpacks, like for back to school or some shit like that. Make it official. If y'all gonna be ratchet, if y'all gonna be trifling, at least make it worthwhile. At least give back to the community. Get your Dying King on instead of doing shit just for shits and giggles. But all in all, that blue check, man, it's addictive. That's like you on Super Saiyan level, that Goku. They want that superpower. It's like that cape. Once you get that blue check, and once you stop monetizing, it's like the game is different. Now you're an influencer. Now you're an influencer. Now you that real deal. And people want that. It's like you don't have to go to Hollywood to be famous anymore. You could just get a laptop or a smartphone and bing, you're an overnight celebrity. Depending on your content, if you know how to pimp your page and pimp your phone, you don't even have to step outside. You just got that blue check. The world is literally in your hands. Literally. The world is your oyster. It's literally in your hands. You do not have to go outside to make friends. You don't have to go outside to make friends. You don't have to go outside to get married. You don't have to go outside to find a mate. Everything is online. We're stuck in the matrix. We're in a real life Truman Show. So it's like it's like that ghost. You don't want that ghost of the blue check to haunt you. That's all I'm saying. Do you? Whatever you do, just make sure you at peace with that. You're at peace with that, because let's just say you have kids in the future. You may have to explain to your kids why you're famous for being a jackass, or why you're famous for stripping naked, or why you're famous for sucking dick. It depends. You just gotta look ahead. But people nowadays don't look ahead because they don't see a future for themselves. So they live in the moment. But that living in the moment hit different once you reach an age and you tell yourself, yo, I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this anymore. And you look back and you feel ashamed, and now you want to get religious and talk shit about the people who are doing the same thing that you once had done. Now you want to be holier than thou. But that's not right. It's like, let them get their shit off. You got your shit off. You got paid. So if people want to take the same route that you took, let them, half at it. Just give them words of wisdom. Don't talk, at them. Talk to them. Tell them about the pitfalls instead of judging them. So be like that old sage instead of that old head on the block who want to wag your fingers and say, it's like that old hoe. It's like that old chick on the block who want to talk shit about the young girls for twerking. But when she was young herself, she was sucking so many dicks that it was a fucking shame. You thought that cum was a part of her everyday diet. But now, years after sucking dick 6 ways to Sunday and letting the neighborhood run trains on her, now she want to wag her fucking finger because she's a church marm, a school marm. Now she's deep into the church. She found religion. She found God. Now all of a sudden she has like a conscience, and she wants to, create this picture that girls in her generation didn't do the ratchet shit that girls are doing now. But no, people love to romanticize the past to the point that they forget. They got amnesia. They forgot all the shit, all the dirt that they've done. They want to make it seem like their generation was like, outstanding and upholding of the laws of the land, whether it's man law, God law, they own laws, or whatever the case may be. But people love to romanticize the past. But the thing that they don't tell themselves is that, okay, where did the current generation get their behavior from? Where did they get it from? They saw you and they decided to do the same thing that you have done because it worked for you. So now they want to follow in your footsteps to achieve the same goals and accomplishments that you once had achieved. So you can't talk shit. You can't talk shit about the old or the current generation when your generation had gave them the blueprint on how to succeed, whether good or bad, and good or bad is subjective, but you know what I'm talking about. And on that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark, and this is your host, Not Son, baby. Check out my website at www.notsonblaze.com. That's www.nahsunblaze.com. And check out my ebook, You, Me, Us, Them, The Swingers, shit, You, Me, Us, Them, shit. You, Me, Us, Them, The Swinger Manifesto. It's on Nook, Kindle, iBooks, Google Play. Go get it. It'll make you say, na, 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 ow. And shoot me an email at Shit, I'm fucking up today. Shoot me an email at swingpodcast. Yes. Shoot me an email at swingpodcast@gmail.com. That's swingpodcast@gmail.com. Hit me up with any questions or concerns that you may have. Rate, share, subscribe, and comment on this podcast. Dig. And on that note, until next time, peace. And don't kiss them hoes in the mouth, baby.